What is up, guys? Today we are on another video, and today we are back, and there is another snapshot that came out for the new Minecraft update. Now, I made a few videos on these snapshots. I made one video of it, and since then there's been 3 snapshots that came out. I made a video of 2 of them, though somehow it got deleted. So now I'm just making a video of all 3. And there's a new one that just came out literally today, and yeah, so we're going to be looking at all this cool stuff. So first, let's just look at the new textures. So there's been some texture changes. The tough block now looks like this. I don't really remember what it looked like before, but there you go. It looks different. Now, for these things that has a little change, the lightning rod, I guess, has a little change. It's hard to tell, but when you have the pictures side by side, you can definitely tell the difference. There's the compass, now looks more irony, and the clock looks more gold instead of yellow. And then the copper ingot looks really good with the shadows. The bundle now looks like a giant empty bag when it's not filled up with stuff. And now they made the spyglass 3D, which is really cool. And if I just go on F5 here, when I hold it up to my eye, it looks different. And there's even a new, they also changed it so it's not a circle when you zoom in, but you can actually zoom in, and then it's a square, and it also has that good sound still. Yeah, that sounds very addicting. But yeah, anyways, that is the new texture changes. And next in these chests, we have some other things. Now, this has nothing to do with the caves, but there is now powdered snow that we can use. So to collect powdered snow, it needs to be a snowstorm, and you place down a cauldron, and the cauldron will slowly fill up with powdered snow, and it will turn into a powdered snow cauldron. Like this. Then you can grab a bucket and scoop that powdered snow right out. And then, once you have the powdered snow, you can place it like a block. Which doesn't really make sense. It's not like liquid or anything, but it's just a block. Now, there's a bunch of cool things you can do with this. So I will go over here and quickly show you guys something. So, basically, if you're in survival mode, so if I have like this right here, and if I go into it, and you'll see something slowly in the corner, but it's actually pretty cool. It looks really awesome, but if I go in survival, now I'm going to go back here, and you'll see my screen is slowly zooming in. And if I go in F5, see, I'm slowly zooming in. So if you wanted a very small zoom, that's not this telescope, and also I can move very, very slow in this. And now, look at my hearts right now. I am freezing to death. So basically, it gets this really cool freezing effect. Your hearts turn like cold, and you start freezing to death. Now, it does take a while, but when you leave, it goes back. But when you go back in, it just starts zooming in again. Now, the way to prevent this is to wear leather armor. So if you wear any sort of leather armor, then I'm going to put on leather boots. Now I put on leather boots, and you'll see it's slowly zooming out. Now that I have leather boots on, now it's zooming out. And even when I go in it, it zooms out. Now, with leather boots, you can also now that I have leather boots, jump on it. And it works. So basically, you can do something where you have like 2 of them, and you can get into an elevator. So, go here, but you have the leather boots on, so you can just slide right up. You can shift to go down. So it's basically, if you're a guy who likes leather boots, and it's another scaffolding. And it's just survive and snow, and of course you can't pick it up with so far like no silk touch or anything. It's just you have to get the bucket and everything. So yeah, that is how that works. But there is one more thing I'm gonna do with it. So basically, if I was lost that other one, but if I was to put some mobs in it, it also affects them. So if I put zombie and skeleton, and now I want to see if actually I didn't test this yet, but oh, they're escaping, aren't they? My bad, guys. Oh, great. Okay, well, alright, my bad. You weren't supposed to escape, so yeah. Sorry about that. There we go. Let's try this again. Now I'm gonna make a little fence thing or whatever. Or actually, I'm gonna grab some glass. There we go. There's some glass. Eerie cave noises, but now with this glass, now here, we can now see what actually happens. So I'm gonna put a zombie and the skeleton. So now they're both in there. Now I want to see. Oh, they're giving him. Look at the hug. He's giving him a hug. No, he's not. He's turned away. You don't accept this. The zombie's trying to give me. I will let you give me a virtual hug. We're on Zoom. He wants a hug too. I give him a hug. Oh, you just saw he took a little damage. Now they're slowly freezing. See? So now I'm wondering, will the stray freeze too? The stray is like an ice version of the skeleton. Will the stray freeze? So let's see. After like a little bit, it will do the same. It takes as long as like it does for a player. Does the stray freeze? And most all mobs do though. I haven't actually checked the stray yet. Okay, the stray also freezes, which is weird, but I guess it could make sense for that. So yeah, that is the powdered snow. I'm just gonna let this guy die here because I want to do that. They're giving you guys a hug, your last hug for your whole life. Anyways, now that we've finished that, now we're gonna look at the bundles, which has had, other than the texture change, it had a little change, and you can now see the fullness if you have your like advanced tooltips, which is one of the F3s. Then you can get your advanced tooltips, and there's something that says fullness at the bottom, 0 out of 64, so it tells you how many items you can fit in. Now, I can fit in almost all of these items in here, so actually I'm pretty sure I can fit all of them in there, right? Now, if I place it, boop, I have all the items, and it actually shows their model like a chest when you open a chest. So these are very useful, and you can have a bunch of these and know what's in them, and then you can slowly place them out. And they come out the way you put them in. So whatever you put in last comes out first. And you just right click. Instead of right clicking them all out, you just right click and they come out one at a time. So, yeah, that is how that works. So next is, next we're actually going to be looking at the new dripstone. Now, this dripstone is new because it's like basically the stalactites and stalagmites, but I guess it's easier to say. And they also probably wouldn't want to make two items that literally look the exact same. They're just upside down. So this same one can be placed from the ceiling or from the bottom. And they can also like connect, which is cool when you like place them because like they get a little growing. And you can place them in as long as you want. Like I could just literally, this one right here, I could just grow it to the top of the world. And this came out in the last snapshot. But in this snapshot, the new thing is now you can find the dripstone caves. Only though with a certain world generation. Hopefully they'll fix that in the next snapshot, which they will just be part of the regular world like the amethyst geodes. But right now, this is how they look when you look at the world. Now there seems to be a lot of water in these areas, and that's usually because they drip water. So as you can see, these ones are like slowly dripping out water. You can see any? The particles are from my night vision. This would be a lot darker. Nothing glows in here. It's night vision. Okay, well, I don't feel like there's really that water that's working, but basically this is how they would look. And there's like this dripstone block, which has a cool sound. Sounds just like basalt, but then you can kind of like make a maze out of these things. Like there's a way to navigate them, and they go in like a corner of a block, just like flowers. And basically, you can like try to navigate through them, but if you look in the caves around the area, then you can look that and see that, if you go, wait, I went on the wrong side, didn't I? Basically, if you actually look above him, so on the ones that are over on this side, this is probably why I wasn't able to navigate, but, oh my gosh, they're kind of hard to navigate. But if you go and don't get stuck, and I'm going to go through this way right here. You see there's more dripstone over here, but usually there should be some water above it. Now, I don't know if this one actually did have any, and I don't think it did, but there was quite a few that do. Like, basically, you put water or lava over it, and then it starts dripping that. See, these right here. Now, if I was to go this way and then find a way to get up, there it is. Oh my gosh, we found one of these. Okay, that wasn't what my goal was, but they're also common, that stuff. But basically the water drips from them, so you can see there's water dripping down, but it also drips from the dripstone. So if I go, oh, here it was. Yes, here it is. So now there's water above them, and then it drips them. So water is like very common in these biomes, and this counts as its own biome. Like, basically, if you put lava or water above it, it will start, you'll see these are slowly dripping. That one's dripping little lava particles. That one's dripping water. And this is now a way to get unlimited lava and water. So in the last snapshot video, I talked about how you can now put lava in cauldrons. But now you can have unlimited lava from cauldrons, like basically a lava farm. So you can just put it in here and then it drips in. So just to make this a little faster, I'm gonna do /game rule random tick speed 1000, and now it's gonna be dripping a lot faster. But in survival, you have to wait. And there we go. See, this one's already filled up with a little water, but that's not the main one we're showing. Right now we're showing how, there we go. Yeah, the lava one just doesn't have levels, so it fills up straight away to the top level. But now you can grab a bucket and you can take it out, so you can have unlimited lava. It just takes a while when you're not using commands like me. Now, also, the dripstones don't really grow with commands. I don't think they really grow at all. You just kind of find them at their growth stage. And you can mine them with, like a pickaxe or something. And the cool part is if you're, like, in survival, like, if I grab this and put it right here, and I'm gonna go up here, /game mode survival, and I fall and it took some damage. So when I like jump, it like slowly takes damage. So this thing's kind of like pokey, so it gives you some damage, and also it also like above it kinda does like the same thing. Where if I go /game mode creative, by the way, how are my buddies over here doing? Oh, they died. Okay, well, if I do /game mode creative and look at the dripstone right here. If I break this and then break the block that's holding it, then it will all come crashing down. Ready? Boom, just like that. And then all the pieces fall on the ground. So, yeah, that is basically how the dripstone work. Now, today's new snapshot actually came with its own new features. And other than the dripstone was last week's, but now this week, we got a feature that a lot of people have been excited about and things. So, it's right up here. Where is it? There it is. The skulk sensor. Now this we saw at Minecon, and this was a very cool new redstone thing. Now this is the only thing new really in the snapshot, other than some updates to the launcher for Minecraft. But basically this thing senses sounds. So when you like walk around, it makes that cool like ticking sound. In that little thing over there, it says like the sound is the skulk sensor starts clicking and then stops clicking. So yeah, those are the sounds it makes basically, but there's more to it than just the sounds, because other than you being able to use the redstone, which I will get to in a second, but if you are game mode survival, the fastest way to pick up this block is with a hoe. You can get it super fast, and it has a cool sound as well, and for some reason that turned like to that. Anyways, now let me go back in game mode creative, and I have some few examples of how it works. So over here you see the radius of how far it reaches. This is not the exact radius, but I like really did this rushed, so somewhere around a circle. It's not a square, it's just a circle. So yeah, if you're wondering, boom. Now, the main thing is how it works with redstone. Now, I'm not a person with redstone that's good at redstone or whatever myself, but I do now understand mostly about how this works. So, I have this right here that's connected to redstone, and that's connected to the redstone lamp. And by the way, when I'm flying, it doesn't make a sound, so just that. Now, I'm going to slowly shift towards it, so it won't hear my footsteps. And then I'm going to jump. And there we go. So this is how far it brings the redstone signal. So I think it matters how close you are. If I was right here, would it not reach all the way? Yeah, so the further you are away from it, the less big of a detection it gets, which makes it so it won't go as far. But if you're like literally right here, it goes all the way. The closer you are to the skulk sensor, then the closer you can do. Now, like they explained at Minecon, you can also use this for wireless redstone, which is a big feature for people who have been waiting for that kind of stuff. And you can now basically do this. So there's no redstone, just a lever, and then that thing over there. Now, I was just shifting so it doesn't hear me now. I'm gonna press this lever and it's gonna try to make that lamp over there glow. Ready, go. So, as you can see, it slowly went through all four of them. And now with the trapdoors, it's kind of an infinite loop of keep hearing each other's sounds. So you can make like a giant, like a redstone clock if you wanted really with this. So it's like if you wanted something to go off every like do it again. Like if you wanted something to happen like every 2 seconds over and over again, then just do this. This is probably the simplest way to do it for people who know nothing about redstone like me. This is my first ever redstone clock. I'm not even sure if this counts as one, but whatever. Anyways, yeah, so it's making it go over here, which is connecting to the redstone, making that function, because the sound they're making. Now, they don't detect the sound. The sound they don't detect is the skulk sensor sound. Skulk sensors can't detect skulk sensor sounds. That's tongue twister saying skulk sensor, but basically, this is the only block of this update, because there's still no warden, none of the new blocks from that new biome area, and we still got none of the axolotls, but hopefully we will get those in the coming weeks. So that is the new snapshot. So I hope everybody has enjoyed, and subscribe if you want more awesome epicness, and let me know what was your favorite part of this new snapshot. And yeah, subscribe, because I'm stuck. Subscribe. Yeah. Yeah.